Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this lovely maxi dress. So if it's something you want to learn, stay tuned. So first of all, we got to draft the pattern. So in this case, I'm using my half length first. So you just get your half length, and my is 17.5, but I'm actually marking 18 because of my sewing allowance. I really don't want to forget sewing allowance. Then the next thing I want to label is my bust line. So I'm just going to be creating my basic line first. Then the second is going to be my shoulder. So yes, that's my shoulder. Remember, you divide your shoulder into two to get the what you need. So I'm creating my basic lines, and that's my under bust lines. So yeah, it's my shoulder line being my top line, my bust point, and my under bust point. So I'm coming down 1 inches, and I'm getting my neck depth, which is 3.5. So that's what I'm going to use, the circumference 3.5, and that's what I'm just going to connect it to the 1 inches. And after that, I'm going to mark 8.5 inches for my armhole. Then I'm going to get my across chest. I'm using 13, so that's 6.5, which I'm going to connect those points together like so. I'm going to connect it together. Then the next I'm going to be doing is to add my bust measurements, and also I'm going to divide my waist measurement, which is 33. I'm going to divide it using my tape rule. If you're still watching up to now, please do your girl a favor, click the like button, subscribe to my channel. I promise to give you so many goodies. Then I'm going to add my darts, and which in this case I'm using 1.5. Then I'm going to put my nipple to be nipple measurement or bust span measurement, depending on what you call it. Then indicate the line straight up. Then I'm just going to add my dart. In this case, I'm going to be using 3/4 because I added 1.5. I'm just going to connect it this way. Simple way to make pattern for the beginners. Yeah, so there's so many ways, but I think this way works just for the beginners. So it's easy. So now I'm just going to get to the back to draft my back pattern. So my nip to waist is 16.5, and I'm just going to indicate that. So that's my nip to waist. Then after that, I'm just going to come down for 1/1/4 from my shoulder. So yep, that's it. So then next thing, I just want to put my measurements again. My camera skipped, and I really don't know why. So I'm just going to explain what happened here. So I extended my bust line. So this is my the shoulder, the bust line, and the waist. I just converted what I have there, the bust line there, and to the back pattern, and also extended my. I also added my darts using the 1.5 measurement, which I added to the front. I just use it at the back, and that's what I did for the back pattern. So the next thing I want to do is to contour my underbust to make it really fit, as you can see on the dress. So I'm going to be using for the side front side, I'm going to be using 3/4 inch, and that's what I am trying to get here, and that's what I just did now. Then for the center, I'm going to be using half. I'm coming down 1.5. Then I'm just going to contour it. You can use your curve, but I still like using my hand. Yes, I'm just going to use my hand. It's not straight, but it's going to be straight soon. That's basically it. So the next thing I need to do now is to get my bust circumference. So I'm just going to mark 4 inches round to get the circumference, to actually know where it's going to be, because I really don't want my bust to show. But it's up to you if you could go lesser, but I just use my bust span measurement for it, which is 4, to get the curve. Now I need to get my bust dart. So the difference between my full front length and my nip to waist is actually what is going to be for my bust span. So I'm measuring it. Remember, I added my allowance to it, so I needed to minus it. So the difference is 17.5 minus 6.5, that's 1. So that's going to be my bust stats. So I'm just going to make it that way. Good. Then I'm just going to indicate my over bust to get my over bust stats. So I'm taking 1/2 inches both side. Yes, to get my measurement. I want it to be real contoured. Now I'm going to extend my darts. I'm going to extend my underbust line to my back. So let me just use my ruler to curve this place very well. I told you. So it's now, feel free to use your curve or ruler, but I just feel using my hands. Now I'm going to extend my waist darts. So I'm using my measurement I have in the front, and I'm going to extend it to the back. If you could see the top very well, you know it's an outer neck, but there's a tie at the back. So, and the dart went all round. There is no joining at the darts at the waistband. So I'm just going to indicate the 3.5 measurements here, as you can see, and make the line very visible. Yes, because I'm going to cut it off and merge it together. So that's what I'm doing right now. So now I'm just going to cut what I need off. So I'm cutting off my waistband, and after my cutting my waistband, just going to cut it up, and because I'm not using the other part, then I'm also going to cut this part so I'll be able to close my bust darts. Yeah, by closing your bust darts, it gives you a good finishing and makes it your contouring comes out very well. It helps with your breast pad. So I'm just going to cut it off this way. I'm not adding any allowance to it because it's actually going to be, I'm going to extend my thread there. So now I have closed the dart at the front, and I'm going to trim the excess. I also close the dart at the back, and also indicate my zipper, and also now I'm indicating the up part so I don't get it all confused when I'm trying to cut it. Now I'm going to add the front to it. This is where you match your band. If you're making a band that is above 1 inch, please use a pattern, or better still, don't make it straight. Just make it curvy, because our bodies are not straight. Please don't forget to like. So this is the fabric I'm working with. It's a chiffon, and this is my pattern. Yes, and you see the way the curve is. Please, that's how your curve is supposed to be when you've closed all your darts. So I've gone ahead to cut off camera. Now I'm using calico as my interface because I'm working with a chiffon fabric that is very slippery. So if you use calico, it comes out very well. So I've cut my down already, which I use 3 times my waist. Then I cut the strap for the outer neck. Then I also added so when you're sewing, feel free to just make it this way, because if you sew it alone, it's not going to stay. But if you use your calico underneath, it makes it firm, and that's what we want. So now for my gathers, I'm going to be using my gathers foot. I'm taking my machine to the loose, that's 5, and I'm just going to gather, and this way is just going to make your work so easy. 2024 is about working smart, not hard. Now I have gone ahead to sew both sides, and I've also gone ahead to iron. So I'm going to be attaching this part to my back, and also going to attach the strap to it, and I'm just going to sew it quickly. The camera is getting long, so I fixed invisible zip to the band. I use my calico also as a lining, so you can see all the joining I did. Feel free to use any other fabric, any other lining, and this is it. This is after all the sewing and everything. So this is what you are going to get. You see how lovely it is? Very, very. So if it's something you're going to be trying, if you have any question, don't feel free to ask me about it. I really do appreciate you watching up to now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ask me a question in the comment section, and I'm there to reply you ASAP. Remember, the weather is hot. You need something MAXI, and please don't forget to turn. Now this is me styling it. I hope you love it, and I appreciate you watching up to now. Thank you for watching. See you in my next post. Bye.